Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the YouTube channel where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby! Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm KJ. And today's spoiler review is for episode 1 for the new Disney Plus series by Marvel Animation, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, episode 1. This, again, is a spoiler review. If you have not seen episode 1, pause this. But before you go and watch it, could you please hit that thumbs up button on this particular video? It would help me get more views, more subscribers. I truly appreciate that. You just doing that one small thing will truly help. Thank you if you have, and if you're going to, I truly appreciate that. So again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned. Now, let's get into it. Yeet! This episode starts off with Peter Parker running late for school, and it has that kind of Captain America Civil War movie feel to it, as we learn that, Uncle Ben's not around, but I feel like in this show, we should definitely have an episode where they have a flashback to the one and only Uncle Ben. And we see that because at this point, this is kind of like, it seems like it just happened. The event of Uncle Ben's death happened. And we see that like moment between Peter Parker and his Aunt May, having that moment, and he's just letting her know how much he appreciates her for the support, and then he truly loves her, and his Aunt May is like a mom to him, basically. And we also learn that, that all the Marvel characters exist in this universe as well. So, Iron Man, we saw the little Iron Man figure in Aunt May's vehicle on the mirror in her car. And we see that Iron Man just hanging there. It could be like a smelly one, keep the car fresh, who knows. But we obviously know that these other Marvel Avengers characters exist. And it'd be really cool if an X-Men character show up, like Wolverine, Beast, Storm, any of those guys would be okay, right? And right off the bat, as soon as his first day of school, he gets to his school, and guess what? We see a comic book accurate of Doctor Strange, which I thought that was really cool. And they definitely got to do this because, again, they have confirmed this show is not connected to the MCU, so they have more options of characters to use, and it will not affect from the last 3 Spider-Man films and the next Spider-Man film, which is gonna happen and probably be released in theaters of next year. So it won't affect any of that. Doesn't mess up Sony stuff, and it doesn't mess up any other MCU film projects or Disney Plus series, of course. So, they can do whatever they want on this one because, again, they have separated. This is kind of like a standalone. So, I will, and again, I want to make clear before I keep going on that any theories and prediction I make on here, I will make sure that I will stay within the lines of this show. So don't worry. Now, again, we see that accurate Doctor Strange battling a Venom character. It's Venom, it's the symbiote, but I don't know who, but I'm sure they revealed that in episode 2, so be on the lookout for that spoiler review. But we see that, and they're battling, and they did a different origin story to Spider-Man's Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man. Now, it's still the same thing where Spider-Man does get bit by a spider, but what I thought was very interesting is this spider came out the same vortex of where Doctor Strange and this Venom character came out, because if you remember, Doctor Strange is like, uh-oh, you're not supposed to be here. So there is obviously a possibility of a multiverse story, but I thought it was very interesting that this spider from this vortex might have come from a different universe. Now, this, I know I said I wouldn't try to connect this to the MCU, but, this spider came from somewhere, and I don't think it would be MCU, but maybe it came from the Spider-Man into the Spider-Man verse, where you see Miles Morales. That could be a possibility. Maybe Disney and Sony and Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige, whatever, maybe work something out for this particular thing. So that could be a possibility. So I could say possibility this spider came from the Miles Morales universe. So that could be a possibility, but he does get bit by the spider. And as we meet this female character named Nico, he passes out. He just faints. And then it does it again, kind of flash forwards. And this time Peter Parker is running late for school. But this time, instead of opening his book bag and having his lunch, being late for the bus, which is the New York bus, he just turns on the Spider-Man suit, which I love the Spider-Man suit. It's so different, so cool. And again, this is not connected to the MCU, so there was probably going to be more Spider-Man suits that prior reference from the Spider-Man game, from the PlayStation games, and so much more. So this is a good start. I love that Spider-Man jersey. I definitely want to cosplay that Spider-Man. So I can't wait for that. I love it. It's different, and it's kind of like his rookie. Now, it resembles his rookie suit if you watch the Captain America Civil War movie and the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, where he wears that rookie suit again. But it's kind of like that, a little different, but he has the same goggles, but this time he wears a jersey. It's still red, but the jersey, it's like a hockey jersey, but it's blue, but it has the Spider-Man symbol on it. I love it. I love it, and I love it. And I want more of that, please. Thank you. But I love that appearance, and we see that, and now we know his mortal routine has changed. So now he's not just going to school; he's crime fighting because he is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and we see him beat up some bullies who has trying to beat up Norman Osborn, or Harry Osborn, I should say, not Norman. Norman Osborn is the father. Harry Osborn is the son, and these bullies were gonna beat him up. But guess what? Your boy, Spider-Man, came today and saved him from all those bullies. And I have already fell in love with this series so much. Because throughout this whole series, it definitely has those teenage high school drama going on. As we see Peter Parker as well in high school. He has a crush on a woman named Pearl. But, he waits too long because he's out saving the day, web swinging, and of course the girl he's in love with right now falls in love with the jock. And this character, we learn that he's not just a jock, he's not just a football player, he's a smart guy, he's a book smart, and he loves science too, as we learn in this series, because he becomes his science partner in this. So we see this, and there's so much going on, and he wants to go to homecoming or prom, I forget. But he definitely wanted to go with this Pearl. So we haven't seen Mary Jane yet, and we haven't seen Felicia Hardy, a.k.a. Black Cat. But it's going to happen because this is a whole series of Spider-Man, and I love it. Now, throughout this episode, this is just the beginning. This is just the pilot episode. This is what to get you hyped up. And most of the story throughout this series is just high school problems of an everyday teenager, especially when they're smart and getting ready to go to college. And, what I like about this is this universe is a parallel to the MCU Spider-Man. It's just, it's going to be kind of like the same, but different stories, different characters who may take different roles. And I like that. It's different. It's fun. And I love, what I love about this show is the comic book graphics to it. I love that. It's so much fun. And I can already tell this series is going to be a banger. Like, this got it all, and I love it. And I love the voice actors to these characters, especially the one who's voice acting Peter Parker, a.k.a. Spider-Man. This is such a good show, and I'm loving it. And I cannot wait to see more episodes of this, especially they release episode 1 and 2, but I'm reviewing these episodes separately. So after I'm done recording this, I'm going to watch episode 2, so be on the lookout for spoiler review for episode 2. So don't worry. But let's just stay on these the topics for episode 1. So let's just start off with the star of the show, Spider-Man. I like this. I like where they're going with him. He's still Spider-Man. He's still Peter Parker. He's a teenager, and we get to watch him grow into an adult, hopefully. I'm hoping this will be the goal where we can see more of where we get to more of an adult Spider-Man having adult problems, like the Tobey Maguire era, where Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 1, he was a teenager, then he went to college, but then the next 2 films after that, he was an adult, living in his own place, having his own job, and still being Spider-Man. So I'm hoping the goal with this is he could be the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but as an adult. So I want to see him grow up. They may not do that with the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man in the MCU, but with this one I do hope, because I like to see more in an adult version of Spider-Man. I'm not talking about make it dark and gritty. I'm just seeing him have his own place, have his own car, his own job, and just be Spider-Man. Like, that's what I'm hoping it gets to at this. And they can do this because you can do more than 1 seasons, of course, and they can go for the long run of this. So I'm hoping this becomes very successful. I think episode 1 starts off with a good start so far, and we'll see more about on episode 2, of course. But I like that. Now let's talk about Spider-Man's suit. I like it. It's his rookie suit, so I can't imagine what his official Spider-Man costume / suit's going to be, but I'm so ready for it, and I hope he has different ones. And they've been teasing, some, like the all-white one, where most people remember that from the Spider-Man video game on the PlayStation 4, aka / PlayStation 5, so you got those, and I definitely cannot wait to see what Spider-Man red, black, and blue suit that he may rock too, of course. So I can't wait for that, and there's going to be a lot going on with this. So let's talk about Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn. So we know Norman Osborn exists. They've been teasing that in the trailers. So what I think is that I like the idea. I like the new look and style of these characters, and I like the different take. It's the same story of how Peter Parker and Harry Osborn are going to become best friends if they're not already. But I like the idea. They went a different little twist on it, and in this one, they came up to date. They're taking the selfies, and social media exists, so it's up to date what current society is. But in this one, it's just cartoon animation of it, and I like that. I love it. And obviously, most hardcore fans of us know that the Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin will appear. And I cannot wait to see what suit version of these characters will be rocking. And you know what? There's always a part of me that hopes that the glider exists in this show. Like, if these 2 characters are rocking that glider, I'll be happy. But whatever it may look, I can't wait to see it. And there's so much. And I like the fact that they're not giving us Mary Jane so fast. And we're seeing these other love entrants, like, Nico kind of reminds me of the character that Zendaya Vega plays in the MCU, but, she kind of gives me Cindy Moon vibes, but I know she probably won't be Cindy Moon, because that'd be crazy, right? That would be the wrong way, but I'd be okay with it. And Pearl, she could be a villain. You never know. You never know. She could be a villain. There's so many female villains, but she could be a female vigilante. You never know. Like her dad, I can see her dad being what's his name? The Vulture in this version. So she could be the female Vulture of this series. You never know. But so much potential in this, and I love it. And what else did I like about this? I like where they're starting it off, and again, my favorite part of this is like a parallel universe to whatever MCU events that Spider-Man's been in, and I think that's really cool because again, they made it clear that this is not connected to the MCU, but I wouldn't be surprised if they foreshadow some stuff that has happened in the MCU. Like I said, they kind of the first 5 minutes of it kind of remind me of Captain America: Civil War when they introduced Spider-Man in this, but it kind of has that vibe. And they make it letting you know that Iron Man exists in this universe, and they make sure that there is a Doctor Strange, which is kind of like the parallel universe from Spider-Man No Way Home. So there's so much, and they can do a lot. So I can't wait to see more of this. But they started off really good with a good start, and it wasn't slow paced. The action just started, and it's a fun ride, and it feels like a true Spider-Man series. And there seems like there's no handcuffs of what the writers and directors could do. I think there's no limits to this. So definitely excited for this, and I cannot wait to re-see some of the classic Spider-Man villains, but portrayed in this series. So I can't wait. I'm loving this. So if I had to give this a 1 out of 10, I got to give it an 8. It was really good. I can't give it too much of a high of a score, but it's really good. Starting off really great, and there's so much more to come, and it feels like a real comic books Spider-Man story. So I'm loving it, guys. And that's my review, y'all. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace